What's up, y'all? It's your boy Chris, and a lot of you guys been asking me how do I get that cinematic look on the GoPro, or what is my settings. So we're gonna go into that in today's video, and I'm gonna show you guys my settings on my GoPro and how I achieve that cinematic look. That being said, let's get right into it and have you guys shooting cinematic footage in no time. Let's get it. So these are my settings and how I get cinematic footage on the GoPro Hero 13. Let's get it. So first things first is I switch it to log. So log pretty much captures a wider dynamic range, preserving more details in the shadows and highlights, and allowing you to retain more information in post-productions. So the color grading flexibility, shooting in log pretty much gives you a flat color profile, making it easier to color grade your footage. You have more control over the final look, allowing you to match colors across different cameras to create a cinematic style. This is how I pretty much get my GoPro and Fujifilm paired together so well. Now let's talk about performance. So the log profile can enhance the low light capabilities by maintaining more detail in dark areas, making it easier to adjust exposure and reduce noise during editing. Pretty much gives it a lot cleaner of a look. Using log mode is a standard in professional filmmaking. It helps elevate the quality of your footage, making it look more polished and suitable for high-end productions. Even though it's just a GoPro, it can definitely create some crazy looks. And it also works for tons of different things. So whether you're shooting action sports, vlogs, or cinematic videos, the flexibility of the log profile makes it adaptable to various shooting environments and styles. Now moving on to the aspect ratio, which to me plays a huge role. So I know most people love that 16:9 look, but on the GoPro, I personally love to shoot in the 8:7 mode, and here's pretty much why. Maximum field of view. The 8:7 aspect ratio captures more of the scene both vertically and horizontally, providing the largest field of view possible. This is ideal for action sports or situations where you want to include more details in your frame. For me, for example, I do a lot of exploring, traveling, and hiking. And when I'm on top of either a mountain or I want to get a large view of the top and the scene, usually I'll switch it to this aspect ratio just because it gets so much more. And then later on, if I decide to crop it vertically for Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts, I will be able to have the ability to do that. And with that being said, let's talk about the versatility of cropping options. So with the 8:7 footage, you have the flexibility to crop into multiple aspect ratios: 16:9, 4:3, 9:16, and 1:1 without losing resolution. This is particularly useful for creating content for different platforms. So that brings us to improved reframing in post-production. Shooting an 8:7 gives you more flexibility when reframing your shots during your editing. You can adjust the composition, zoom, or pan across the frame without losing quality, making it perfect for creating dynamic edits. And that little extra tip to give you that cinematic look that you desire. Last topic on this is future-proof footage. As content delivery platforms continue to evolve, shooting an 8:7 ensures your footage is adaptable to future trends and display technologies. And with that being said, let's move on to the resolution. So for me personally, I love to shoot in the highest image quality possible. So the GoPro allows you to shoot in 5.3K resolution, provides sharper and more detailed footage compared to the lower resolutions like 4K or 1080p. This means your videos will look cleaner and more professional, especially on larger screens. With more pixels available, you have greater freedom to crop or reframe your shots in post-production without losing much quality. This is useful for creating different aspect ratio or zooming in specific parts of your footage, such as you do in TikTok, Instagram Reels, or YouTube Shorts. So another pro tip to enhance your stabilization is the increased resolution. Give stabilization algorithms more data to work with, resulting in smoother and more stable footage, even during high movement activities. There you go. Pro tip right there. And overall, shooting at 5.3K resolution provides superior quality flexibility, and future readiness, making it a worthwhile choice for high quality videos. So now we get to the final point to really push that footage to that cinematic look. Now let's talk about frame rates to really give your footage that cinematic push that it needs. So the 24 FPS frame rate is the standard for film and cinema, giving your footage a more cinematic and professional appearance. It replicates the motion blur and visual feel that audiences are used to seeing in movies, making it ideal for storytelling or creating a dramatic atmosphere. Natural motion. 24 FPS captures motion in a way that feels natural to the human eye, striking a balance between smoothness and motion blur. This creates a more organic, less video feel compared to higher frame rates like 30 FPS or 60 FPS, which can sometimes appear too smooth or kind of gives your footage a more soap opera style, which you definitely don't want unless you're trying to create a soap opera. But in this case, we're not. Since efficient data usage, since 24 FPS uses fewer frames per second, it generates smaller file sizes compared to higher frame rates. This makes it easier to store, transfer, and edit your footage without overwhelming your storage or editing system. In case you guys wanted another pro tip on how to not have such big files and not be too stressful on your computer or your editing. And it's also ideal for low light shooting. Shooting in 24 FPS allows for longer exposure times per frame, which can improve performance in low light situations, resulting in better image quality with less noise. If you're creating content intended for film festivals or theater releases or high-end productions, 24 frames per second is the industry standard. Using it will ensure your footage matches the expectations and requirements of these platforms. So overall, shooting in 24 FPS is better suited for projects where you want to achieve a cinematic, natural, and storytelling feel, making it the preferred choice for filmmakers, videographers aiming for that professional look.